Welcome. So, let's talk about something that pretty much everyone faces when they're on a path that really matters to them. How do you keep going when that path to your purpose gets, well, just incredibly hard? The key, as we're about to see, is all about building resilience. First things first, let's just acknowledge a universal truth. Pursuing anything worthwhile is never, ever going to be a straight, easy road. I mean, of course you have, right? We all have. That journey toward what you might call your North Star, your purpose, it is almost guaranteed to be filled with setbacks, with challenges that really test how much you can take. And in those moments, you can't help but wonder, is all this even worth it? And that's exactly where resilience comes into play. Look, it's not some magic power that lets you dodge all the hard stuff, not at all. Instead, it's that crucial quality that lets you get back on your feet, to push through and to keep putting one foot in front of the other, especially when you feel like stopping. And here's why this is so important. Just look at the difference. Without resilience, the path leads to feeling discouraged, completely overwhelmed, and eventually just stop. But with resilience, the whole journey changes. You become perseverant, you stay hopeful, and you actually become fundamentally stronger because of what you've gone through. So what is this specific type of resilience we're talking about? Because, it's more than just being mentally tough. Let's break it down. You see, from a faith perspective, resilience isn't just about what you can dig up from inside yourself. It's the ability to bounce back that's anchored in something much deeper. The belief that you are not alone in the fight, that there's a strength far greater than your own working with you and for you. And this verse, wow, it just completely reframes how we look at our struggles, doesn't it? This perspective says that trials aren't just roadblocks we have to put up with. They are the very things that produce the perseverance we so desperately need. They're actually opportunities for real growth. Now, this kind of powerful, faith-based resilience, it's really built on three core pillars. They all work together to create this solid foundation. Think of it like building a shelter for your journey. Let's check out the first one. The absolute foundation, the bedrock of it all, is trust. This is about making a conscious choice to shift your focus, to take your eyes off the size of your problem and instead put them on the greatness of God. And this is where it stops being just an idea and becomes intensely personal. It's about holding on to specific promises, like the one in Romans 8:28, that God works all things together for good. And there's probably no better example of this in action than the story of Job. I mean, can you even imagine, in the face of losing literally everything, his family, his wealth, his health, Job makes this unbelievable declaration. His resilience wasn't coming from understanding his situation, because none of it made any sense. It was based completely on trusting God's character and purpose, even in the dark. Okay, on to the second pillar. This is the engine that keeps you moving forward, relentless perseverance. If trust is the foundation of our shelter, this is what builds the walls, one brick, one action at a time. Now, perseverance isn't just gritting your teeth and powering through the pain. It's the active choice to keep going, even when it's slow. And it's fueled by a trust in a bigger picture and in God's timing. And for an example of this, we have to look at the life of the Apostle Paul. This guy faced jail time, shipwrecks, beatings, a list of hardships that would make anyone say, "I'm done." But his focus was never on the immediate pain. It was locked on that eternal prize, the ultimate goal of his calling. And that is what fueled his incredible perseverance. And that leads us right into the third and final pillar. This is the roof of our shelter. It's that forward-looking virtue that protects you and lights up the path ahead, especially when you're walking through a really dark season. Now, this is really important. We're not talking about a flimsy, "I wish things were better" kind of hope. It's a confident expectation that's based on the promises of God. And just look at this chain reaction. Suffering builds perseverance, perseverance forges character, and it's that strong character that produces an unshakable hope. Just think about Abraham for a second. He was promised he'd be the father of nations, but he and his wife were way past the age of having kids. The circumstances looked impossible. But his hope wasn't based on his circumstances. It was based on the character of the God who made the promise. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time to get really practical. How do you actually build this kind of resilience in your day-to-day life? Here are 5 actionable steps you can start today.
First, stay rooted in God's Word. It's your ultimate source of truth and strength. Second, surround yourself with a good community. You need people to encourage you. Third, keep a journal of God's faithfulness. Seriously, remembering what He's done before builds so much trust for the future. Fourth, actively practice gratitude. It has the power to shift your whole mindset. And finally, make a conscious choice to lean on God's strength, especially when you feel like you have none of your own.
So let's bring all of this together, because the goal here isn't just about getting through the hard times. It's so much more than that. And this is the big takeaway. Resilience isn't just a survival tool. It's a strengthening process. The very challenges that you overcome through trust and perseverance and hope, they actually equip you to fulfill your purpose in a more powerful and effective way. And this verse right here is the ultimate reminder of where that strength comes from. It's not about you being strong enough on your own. It's about a divine strength that flows through you, enabling you to do things you could never, ever do alone. So as we wrap up, the real question isn't just about understanding resilience, it's about building it. So look back at those 5 practical steps. Which one are you going to start with? What's the very first step you can take today to start forging a more resilient path toward your purpose?